in the order of what's important in building a nest egg. In fact, Ali mentioned reserves that are necessary potentially for being able to qualify for a loan. Reserves would be part of an emergency fund. Money that is set aside just in case something should happen. Money that you would use if the tires blew out. If you were laid off for a few months. We would want to make sure that there is ready money available so that you're not starting to get into a debt cycle by using plastic and getting yourself in that vicious cycle, so that again, you are credit worthy when the time comes that you want to qualify for home ownership. Then we look at the next priority, which is as soon as possible, when your children are born, as soon as possible, looking at starting retirement savings and understanding the math behind compounding and how the more time you have on your side before those funds are going to be needed, the magic of how that money can grow, we really educate on how that can work. And the different options depending on where you are in your lifestyle, in your life cycle. But basically, the earlier that somebody can start looking at their retirement and putting money away toward their retirement, the easier it's going to be to get to a point where by the time they need to retire, whether they want to or not possibly, they are going to have that nest egg. It's going to fund their future from there on. And it's going to be a longer and longer future for many of us because we are living longer. Then we look at other goals. We look at what we have available after we've put those priorities in place. Those can be goals like getting a child into college and starting a college fund, if that's a possibility. We're not going to look at having our newborn be college ready by the time they're 18 at the expense of our own retirement, because that is not going to end up being good for the whole family. What we want to do is we want to make sure that a plan is putting things in the right priorities, and this is the way it works when we're constructing this sound financial house. Finally, last but not least, we are able to look at the way current expenses are being paid, current debts are being paid, and when we do a financial analysis of what's happening currently, a lot of times we can see right under our nose, right under the people we're working with, there are things going on just in the payment structure that if we're reallocated, not even lowering the lifestyle of or what we're used to, but just shifting some things in, in terms of how payments are being made, we can find a lot of money that's just been evaporating like the smoke through a chimney, and we can grab that, pour that back into our financial planning. And we can find some of the money that we thought, where am I going to find that $100 or $200 a month that I need to put into a retirement fund? There's a lot of money that we don't realize is just misallocated in the way we spend it. And we look at spending plans, and again, not to undermine lifestyles, but to find better, more efficient ways of using our money that's going to give us more money that we can start putting away toward our financial future. All of the things that financial planning is all about starts with a thorough analysis of where things are now. And part of that analysis is really getting a focus on where we want to end up. What is it we want to achieve? What are going to be the financial aspects, the financial costs of the things that we hope to achieve? And let's start dreaming again. Let's put a timetable to it, because we can look at the math and we can see possibly that given enough time, if we start now with a solid plan, we're actually going to be able to define our way toward those things, and we're actually going to be able to achieve them. So financial analysis covers everything from how we get ourselves out of debt, how we start building wealth toward that financial independence that we hope to achieve in the future, and how to take care of all the things currently that we need to take care of while all of this holistic approach toward our financial lives is taking place. And I think that's my piece. So thank you very much.